Welcome back to the Team to Be Miami Heat podcast, your one-stop shop for daily Miami Heat content. My name is Amir. Just want to thank everybody for subscribing to the channel. I hit my goal of 2,000 subscribers a few hours ago, so thank you so much for the support. I really appreciate it. Now I'm on my path to 3,000 subscribers, so if you guys do enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Thank you again. So, new report came out on Bleacher Report saying that following Jimmy Butler's team-issued 7-game suspension, the Miami Heat are expecting him to return to the team and play in games if he's not traded, according to the Miami Herald's Anthony Chiang. So, Miami is continuing to listen to trade offers involving Jimmy Butler, with the Phoenix Suns as the most interested team, but one of the teams that is going to be the hardest to acquire Jimmy Butler because Jimmy Butler or the Miami Heat do not want Bradley Beal for Jimmy Butler. So it's going to be very tough to find a third or fourth team that will be willing to take on Beal's horrible contract. And Beal has a no trade clause, so he has to agree to go to that team. So it can't be a horrible team. Even though the Phoenix Suns are in the 12th seed and literally are out of the play-in as of right now. However, again, the Heat are listening to offers, and I think the Warriors are no longer apparently interested in Jimmy Butler, and Dallas Mavericks, one of the teams on his destination list, doesn't really have the assets, and Houston, they don't seem too poised right now. The Memphis Grizzlies were reported to be interested as well and making some noise, but we'll see. Multiple sources, though, did report that Butler has been disappointed when the Miami Heat declined to offer him a 2-year, $113 million contract extension this summer, which would have kept him with the team through 2026. And so we know the money is the biggest issue. Jimmy wants his money, amongst other things. The Heat announced Butler's suspension on social media last Friday, citing conduct detrimental to the team as the reason for suspending him. And through his actions and statements, he has shown he no longer wants to be a part of this team. Jimmy Butler and his representatives have indicated that he wishes to be traded, and therefore the Miami Heat will listen to offers. And so far, the suspension is going to cost Jimmy Butler $2.4 million in salary per Anthony Chiang. So I think this whole situation is wild that Jimmy could play for the Heat for one reason. He requested the trade. The second reason is he's going to be suspended for 6 more games, 7 games in total. And that's going to be super awkward if the Heat can't trade him by that 2-week time frame, which is the 7-game suspension. And, the Heat came out and said before, though, this news that, we are looking to trade him as soon as possible now, as soon as Jimmy demanded a trade. And then ESPN's Brian Windhorst came out with a report recently saying that teams are lowballing the Miami Heat and they aren't moved by any of the current offers for Jimmy Butler. So it makes sense that, one, he might not be traded before the suspension's over. And if that's the case, and the Miami Heat still have him because they don't want to trade him for nothing, essentially, they want to wait for a better offer or a more realistic offer, which is not going to be amazing at this point because everybody knows Jimmy wants out. So Jimmy could be back after a 2-week suspension. So what is that going to look like? Is he going to actually play? Is he going to sit out and lose more money and miss paychecks for not playing? Like, I don't know how this is going to work. Does the NBA force him to play games? Can it be a scenario like PJ Tucker where he's been sitting out, but PJ Tucker's washed, not an all-star, older, 39 years old. It's not the same scenario, but what's going to happen? Is Jimmy going to play like half-ass and just like ruin the vibes for the Miami Heat and also cost them the ability to win, perhaps? I don't think the NBA is going to be okay with that. But also, let's be real. If Jimmy Butler does play, this Miami Heat does have a better chance to win games because they just got their ass beat by 36 to the Utah Jazz, who are tanking and who are a horrible team at home. So it can't get much worse. So it's going to be really interesting to see what Jimmy Butler is going to do if they force him to play because, again, how hard is he going to try? Can they control how hard he tries? Like, is it going to be obvious, or is he going to try hard actually to increase his value? Is he not going to try hard because he doesn't want to get hurt? There's so many different variables. It's a weird scenario. But anyway, Jimmy Butler, according to the Miami Heat, will probably be forced to play, it seems like, for the Miami Heat if they can't trade him before the suspension. So the Miami Heat have about 2 weeks left. They have this ticking time bomb, and I'm sure they're going to try to do everything they can to negotiate to get better offers before the suspension because it's going to be really weird and awkward if he does come back and they force him to play. So we'll see.